Hey, it's Bruce with WeedersDigest.com, and today we're talking about a product you've already seen. It's the weed roller, and you can also see it at weedroller.mn. It removes weeds, it removes muck, it does it without the use of potentially harmful chemicals, and no labor required, and it's a forever solution. Once you install it, it'll do this year after year after year. You can plan on having no weeds, no muck, no issues that you would typically deal with on a shoreline. Now, one of our customers was very kind and sent back, actually made this little front and back sell sheet of a before and after their use with the weed roller, and we just thought we'd take the opportunity to share with you today the results that they had. And I just do want to say that they are one of many thousands of satisfied customers, and this is what they start out with, was the vegetation that you see on the left. It's almost like a cattail, but it's considered to be an invasive weed down in the Orlando, Florida area. And so they had somebody come in, a crew come in and actually cut that out. I'm sure that was fairly labor intensive, but what they had hoped was that they'd have a beach after that, and instead they still had weeds, muck, silt, and on top of that they had all of the roots were still in place. And so, you know, that was when they contacted us, and we're trying to figure out, it's okay, they've already spent thousands of dollars to remove that invasive vegetation. Well, what's the next step? And that was where we recommended the weed roller to go in and really go after the existing roots that you can see there, the silt, the muck, you know, and so the weed roller got put in. We shipped it down there. We always have them in stock. We always ship them the same day. They had it down in Florida. I think it took 4 days to get there, and so it was only a matter of a couple of weeks later. Look at what they were already able to see. They could finally see what they hadn't seen for years, and that was a sandy bottom. And then it was just a matter of a few weeks past that. I don't know the exact time frame, but we'll say it was probably 4 to 6 weeks later. This is what they had. It was a hard-packed white sand beach for their swimming and for their kids to enjoy. And I do recall very specifically receiving an email that they had got to the point where they were not even using their shoreline anymore. The purpose of moving there was no longer being able to be obtained for the kids to swim. They actually had started spending time in the front of the house because they didn't want to spend the time on the back of the house because they were so disappointed. And I recall the word being that they were depressed by what they experienced on the shoreline. They were thrilled, and they were gracious enough to send us this thank you, and we just wanted to be able to share it with you. Now, I had the chance to go down to Florida and take a look at their specific setting maybe a year later, and you can see the weed roller is set up on a tripod setting, and all it's doing is traversing back and forth along the shoreline. It's not affecting any of their neighbors. It's not affecting any vegetation outside of their arc, outside of their swimming area. They've used no chemicals, and they get to enjoy a hard-packed sand bottom, never having to worry about weeds, never having to worry about muck. And it's with a easy installation. We've actually got an installation video here also on YouTube that you're certainly welcome to look up. And so we just really wanted to be able to share this with you. Thought it was a great testimonial that again came to us unsolicited, and we know that there's hundreds of other testimonials that are just as great as this. And so if you'd like more information about the weed roller, visit weedroller.mn or weedersdigest.com and let us know how we can help you. It's not just the weed roller. We've got many other solutions. But remember, the weed roller, no weeds, no muck, no labor, and no kidding. It really is that good. Give us a call. It's weedersdigest.com, 877-224-4899. Again, that's 877-224-4899. Let us help you out. We'll get you hooked up with the weed roller. Thank you.